Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Gemini. If Gemini is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, let's see. What do the tea leaves have for you, Gemini? And I'm just going to say what I say on every video. Thank you so much for choosing to watch this reading. I'm so happy to have you. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it helps me get into the algorithm. And if you resonate with this reading or you just want to see more of the readings and check out some of the other stuff that I'm doing, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. That will help you get some of them coming up in your homepage, hopefully. And if you hit the bell, the notification should tell you when new videos are coming out. And the other thing is, if you would like to leave a comment, I always love hearing from each and every one of you. I love hearing your stories. I love your input and all of that good energy that you bring to me. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and look at this. Some nice thick formations here today. It's interesting how depending on like where your mind is at, it really changes how you see these. Sometimes when I'm doing my reading, I see things so clearly, and then I go back and I'm getting the videos ready to upload, and I start to see I see the same formations, but then I'll see other things, different things, and it's really interesting how that happens. Okay, so Gemini, it looks like, I want to go to this one. This was the first one I saw. And now this one is, it looks very, very energetic, maybe a little chaotic here. I am getting this image of a large bird, maybe a goose, something like that. A big body, the little feet here, and then the head turning. Now there's something jumping on top of it. It almost looks like a squirrel, right? Just right on its back, okay? And so I wonder if this is kind of, well, let's talk about these two separate symbols. Okay, so the goose is always, I mean, listen, if you've ever encountered geese anywhere, at the lake, the park, wherever, you know, the white geese or the Canadian geese, which we get a lot of them where I'm at. There's a lot of lakes here, and they fly over. They go north for the summer. No, wait, yes. I had to think about that. Yes. North for the summer and south for the winter. So we get a lot of flying over, and they stop and they hang out, and they're around for parts of the summer as well. And they can be very aggressive. So when I see a goose like this, I see, because of my own personal ties to them, but also in this posture where it seems like they're kind of in a fight of some kind, some kind of battle going on. But the goose also is very motherly, has a, you know, the connotation of like mother goose, but also just the picture of the mother goose and the little fuzzy ducklings or goslings, I think they're called, and the father goose as well. And so there's this really kind of parental energy going on, okay? The other thing that I would group these into are what I call backyard spirits. These are birds and animals that that frequent our properties where we live, where we often go, places like your work, a park you might like to walk in, a place you might like to go and sit and look at the water. These kind of, they're natural places, but places that humans frequent, okay? So these are what I call backyard spirits, are the animals that exist and live and share these environments with us, but also they're kind of like our caretakers. We think of ourselves as their caretakers because, we sometimes feed them or allow them. I mean, I say that with kind of a smirk on my face. We allow them to be around, right? But in reality, I think they allow us to live where we live, right? They are the ones that choose, are they going to destroy our things? Are they going to attack us? Are they going to eat our gardens? That kind of stuff. So these are also the caretakers of the spiritual world of our immediate environment. Okay, they interact with the plant spirits, the plant life, the mineral spirits, the mineral life, and all of the things that you might perceive or believe in or not. Maybe it's just mythology to you, and that's okay too. But things like the Fae or other kinds of entities that are heavily tied to these natural areas that are, parallel to where humans dwell. Okay. So squirrels are a big one as well. I'm a firm believer, if you keep your squirrels happy, then you're going to have a happy home. Same with rabbits, and, other, rodents and little mammals and chipmunks, whatever, but also the birds. And, the birds are important. Geese don't always show up in our backyards, but they're definitely something that wouldn't be, it wouldn't be strange to see them, really. So they are kind of like grouped in this backyard spirit category for me. Okay. Now, we see these two kind of locked in a fight. The squirrel is a lot of things, and because I encounter them so often, we have a lot of them. I get to kind of know them through watching them eat and so on. And for me, they are very much the watchers of they keep an eye out. They have these little siren sounds that they make for each other. You can see them. They get their little tails swinging in a circle and puffed up. And they're very much caretakers of one another. And I feel that that's extended to people who treat them well. So I think that I feel very protected by our squirrels. Now, are they a little bit of a nuisance? Sometimes, yes. They like to dig in our pots, and they gnawed part of one of my pumpkins apart, and they get into the garden beds and that kind of thing. But it's worth it to me personally because I feel very protected. And I feel that when you have an environment that is full of these kinds of critters, that you're living in balance with them, there's a different vibrational well-being going on. Okay. And it's kind of like this symbiotic flow between the perceived outside and inside. Right. So in this image here, I am seeing that the first thing I think of is that there is a battle for some kind of resources. Now, where it is placed is on the side of the cup here, which is what I think of as the psychic, the mental, the emotional health. Okay, these are the things, your internal dialogue, the things you're thinking about a lot. How you're feeling, your emotional state, your psychic state. And then it's reaching down here into the material, mundane world. This is like, job, your home, your physical, your interactions with people in the physical world, and so on. And then the head is reaching up here to the spiritual, higher consciousness, the metaphysical. This is where our guardians, our ancestors, and those who look over us, who have passed on, that kind of thing. This is where, that's the environment, or this is the area that we would see symbols that relate to them. Okay. And so these two are locked into a fight. Okay. So there's some kind of disharmony happening between this bird and this squirrel. I think that it really has to do with the need for resources. I think that there must be some kind of internal turmoil happening. It's flowing down into the physical. So maybe this is kind of almost becoming like a psychosomatic kind of thing. Stress, maybe anxiety, panic attacks, things that are affecting your body, feelings of just, what is the word? Malaise, I think, just general unwellness. Okay. And it's reaching up into that spiritual realm. So this is really, and maybe it's flowing from the top down, and it's really in your head, really in your psyche. Okay. But I think that it's interesting because the head of the bird is really up there. So maybe this is kind of like that, it's coming down from like the crown chakra, the third eye, the spiritual bit coming down, resting in the body, or resting in the emotional centers in the heart, the core chakras, throat chakra, so on. And so I wonder if there has been just like something really big that has been going on. You are feeling very depleted. These different elements of self are just really fighting within yourself, the different aspects of your mind, thinking, maybe different roles that you're playing within your life. It's all kind of out of balance to some degree. And whatever emotional, spiritual, and even physical resources that you have, energy, I would say. So, whatever little bit of energy you have left to get things done, it's being fought over by different aspects of yourself. Okay. Trying to do too many things. And I feel an intense sense of guilt about not being able to apply yourself to all of the things that you want to. Okay. And I think that this is almost an unnecessary battle to some degree. It's become really large, but I think you're living so much in your mind right now that it is become so big. It's almost like a looming kind of ominous energy, just kind of, oppressive, an impressive feeling. And, I think that that's just taking everything, it has been taking everything out of you. Now, I think that this is probably a current situation. I think that this is kind of the tail end of something that has been going on. Whatever difficult thing you've been dealing with, if it's work, if it's a relationship, if somebody has passed on or been ill, something like this, something that's a pretty big deal in your life, but this is more of the tail end of it. It's kind of maybe even come to a completion, that situation, but the conclusion has happened, but you're kind of living in the residual energies of that. And it's really causing you to have this like internal battle going on. Okay. And, the little, energies that you have stored right now are just really going to waste because you're kind of like, frenzied to kind of figure out how to use whatever you have, whatever reserves you have, okay? And I would say that this is, you know, a good time for you to possibly just really go against whatever nature you have to keep doing, you know, trying to get things done. And I feel like you're probably a person that's a busy person, somebody who doesn't give yourself a lot of breaks. And I think that, and I'm seeing this turning us over, there's the heart, okay? I think that you really just need to do that. And I know it sounds cliche, that self-care, and just shut it down, shut it all down right now. I think that it's really important for you to rest and kind of start to draw on, you know, the sources of energy, inspiration, emotional wellness, physical wellness. But you have to do that by giving yourself a break. You have to sleep. You have to eat well, you know, move your body, but don't overdo it, okay? And just, you know, whatever responsibilities that you have that can wait, prioritize the rest right now. I think that's so important, okay? And I think this heart right here is right in that mental but also spiritual zone, okay? And I think that it's really interesting. You turn it over and this battle turns into this kind of forming heart, okay? And that makes sense. I think you're going to you know, equalize this internal chaos by applying that intense self-love. And sometimes that intense self-love needs to manifest as resting, giving ourselves space to kind of just, you know, be silent, hush those thoughts, you know, really literally sleep and you know, not do all the extra things, maybe stay home for a day or two, you know, whatever it is that you can manage, okay? And And so I think I also, you know what, I turn this and I think I want to go right here, really. And this one, which is kind of right next to the formation we were just talking about, this one looks like a kite to me. And I always love seeing a kite because a kite for me is a beautiful symbol. And I'm so sorry. I just noticed my nail I've been cleaning up my daughter's sand stuff and my fingernail is dirty. Okay, but the kite always to me is a symbol of higher thinking, higher aspirations, daydreaming, you know, just kind of a very dreamy kind of state. And this is the place where our concepts come together, our inspirations meet the kind of facts and information that we pick up in life, and they come together and form these beautiful ideas that then we can go ahead and bring into the front of our consciousness and then hopefully create with, right? So I think that this is really telling me that you are right on the cusp of getting into this place of all of these kind of flowing inspirations to come together. You really are going to be in this beautiful kind of state of rest and then incubation and you know, going through this process of conceptualizing new things to be working on, maybe a new business idea. It could be, you know, a creative project, something like this, or maybe like a new hobby. Please, no more holidays. Do not please do not create any more holidays. I am so tired of the holidays right now. I'm over it. If you could see in my room right here, right to my left, there's a big stack of boxes waiting to be filled with holiday decorations. And I hope to get to that this weekend. That is my huge goal. Okay, now I see this, and when I'm looking at it, it looks like a llama. Okay, and for me, the llama, beautiful, provider of warmth, of safety, somebody who is, you know, just eternally giving, strong, capable, all of these kind of beautiful things. Not unlike a sheep, really, but for me also, and I guess this is the same, it really does align with the sheep, but for me, I think of llama, you know, with the PJs on. So I think of this idea of, you know, it's time for you to go to bed, Gemini. And my kid is a Gemini, so this all kind of fits. It's a good time to rest up. And you know, it's funny because when you have a young child, and I had never really heard of this until I had my daughter, about these cycles of what they call leaps, I guess now. And so they go through these sleep regressions, and you can tell when they're having trouble sleeping, and they're a little bit more moody, and they're eating a lot more, and you know, it's just kind of a little irritated, kind of like falling apart at the seams, kind of. And then, you know, a week or two later, they're all of a sudden, they know how to do so many things all at once. And they're like, their little brains are like, you know, creating all of these new connections, and their abilities, their fine motor skills are coming together. It's just so interesting to watch. And watching her go through that makes me think that, I mean, that must happen with us as adults to some degree, especially if we're applying ourselves, trying to, you know, learn new things, build, you know, or maintain cognitive skills, abilities. You know, what comes to mind is learning a new language, or like, you know, I would like to go back and learn math again. I've never been very, very good with numbers. And I just, my brain would shut off when I was in school. I just could not deal with it. And, unfortunately, I just never had kind of the support to like find a different way to learn the mathematics. So, now that my daughter's getting older and she'll be going to school in a couple of years, I really want to be able to, you know, help her and understand some of the more complicated mathematics. So anyways, you know, learning these different things, interior work is a big one too, because it's so ambiguous. You know, I mean, you can find systems that really do help you, but you know, you can't always follow it. It's not always going to work for you. You know, like you kind of have to like bend it to your own experience, right? So when we're going through these big leaps as adults, you know, as our brains are changing and such, there definitely are times where we need to be that little llama, put on our pajamas, listen to our mama, and get to bed, right? Take rest, get some good sleep. You know, fuel our bodies and minds with good food, and just take it easy here and there where we can. Okay, I know life is so busy for all of us. It's just finding that time to really honor ourselves can be difficult. And So I just really think that you're going through, and let me also, I want to bring this card up here. I keep thinking I need to do that. This is the Three of Wands, okay? And it's beautiful. We have the beautiful lotus, the wands with the lotuses at the top. And this is a card that is titled Virtue in the Thoth system. So really what we have here is this energy coming together, combining, becoming the strength. And the lotus is this beautiful image of the seed of life, right? This flower in the middle of this sea of primordial soup, and the unfurling opening of the flower and all of creation. And this is, you know, the beginning of the creation myth. Okay, so here we are. We're getting through something big. Okay, like a big bang almost, right? Or there's been a big ordeal in your life, something, and you are getting into that posture of rest so that you can manifest this Three of Wands to really come together, overlap, weave into each other, and then you have this strong force of energy so that you may begin to create. Okay, and I really feel like this is what the work is right now, and it's really coming together for you. Now, I also see this, and this is above the llama here, a little bird, okay? And its head is up, and it's chirping up towards the sky, and this is just that beautiful energy coming out after we've rested, okay? After we have restored ourselves. And you know, I'll use like the idea of the beautiful fur growing and being, you know, splendid and silky and woolly or whatever it is. And it's all coming together, and you know, it's ready to, and you're just ready to does this metaphor work? Does a llama, do we get fur from a llama? I'm thinking of an emu, maybe. No, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to go with, I think the llama really does have fur that we shave them for their, like a sheep. So anyways, in my metaphor, this does work. The fur's the hair's growing and then ready to be shaved and to give to another, to you know, create something to protect them, keep them warm. And so we cannot be of service to others or ourselves or anything if we are not taking care of ourselves. But once we do, we have these beautiful songs to sing. We have this the flowing energy. We have the resources to create more seamlessly. It's not, you know, it's not such a hard thing to push through. I think you just, you know, it's finding that balance, okay? And especially, it's so weird, the older I get, I just want to, you know, I'm tired, I want to sleep, don't we all? But sometimes if I sleep literally an hour longer than I had planned, I feel so much more tired, like I oversleep. But when I was younger, I could oversleep all day long. Didn't matter, okay? I would still be okay. But now, it's almost like I will get a headache or something, you know? I don't know what it is. I have like there's like a 45-minute window of, and not just the perfect amount of sleep to way too much sleep. And if it's anything less than the perfect amount, then I'm just tired. I'm like, you know, in a haze as well because I'm exhausted. So it's kind of silly how that happens. Okay, now I want to look at this one. I'm trying to figure out what this is, and it looks like, I keep thinking, okay, this looks like a plane or some kind of I want to see. sometimes we just get these ones that are a little bit. And up here I'm seeing like a bird flying. And I really feel like this is like it makes me think of flight. And I'm getting just these impressions of gliding, like a glider, okay, like gliding on the wind, like a bird, but also not like more like man-made, like a gliding plane. And to me, that is just really, I mean, and maybe that's because I'm getting this energy from the kite as well, but I just feel like you just are so close to getting to this zone that is just, it's like a perfect, you just get into that little perfect balance of, you know, it's like when you've had just enough coffee. You're not feeling sick. You don't feel jittery. You're not tired anymore. And you just want to sit down and, you know, write in your journal or, you know, I don't know, clean the bathroom. That's my perfect example. No, but create something, right? Do something. Be productive in some way that you feel productive in. Or, you know, meditate, which is also productive. But, so, you know, it's just a nice balance of just you feel at ease. You feel good in your body. You feel good in your mind. You're, you know, just smooth sailing a little bit. And it's just, you know, it's all coming to you. What doesn't serve you is just kind of floating away, you know, and it's just, it's a good place. And I feel like you're really getting there. I feel like right now, while you're watching this, you don't feel like you're there. Okay. And that's because you got to take it easy, really. And I know oh my goodness, when the baby was really young and people would say, you have to rest more. I'm like, oh, really? How? You know? You almost kind of resent somebody saying that to you. I fully understand that. Like, nobody's ever even, she's never been watched by anybody. It's just been me and my husband. And she, you know, she came around to life, into the world during COVID. So, you know, it just has been, he and I raising her, and we don't have family close by. So it's like, you know, but so people tell you, and I understand, and deep in my soul, I'm like, okay, well, when is that going to happen? How am I going to manage that? How am I going to rest? So, you know, but honestly, sometimes you just have to figure it out, you know, figure out where you're going to get it in. Maybe let go of something, let something drop off, even if it's just for, you know, a couple hours, a little close your eyes on the couch type of deal, you know. Okay, let's see what we have. What do we have here? So, looking at this one now in the cup, and I'm looking at it with this. Now I'm seeing, now this is getting a little dry, but I want to bring this back up here, and I'm seeing a fox. When I put it down, I noticed I see a little fox here. Okay, and so I am under the impression that there has been, it's been a little undercurrent of drama going on. I feel like you've been building something, and I feel like you've been working on a business or some kind of promotion or something that's more, this is more about work stuff, making a living. Okay. And, I feel like for the last, I don't know, maybe 6 months or so, you've been working really hard at this goal. Okay. And I feel like you've kind of turned the corner. But I feel like part of, and maybe this has to do with some of that fighting too, with the bird and the squirrel looking thing. There's just been somebody who's been sniping you, okay? And really, it feels like they've been rather chatty about you and not speaking of you very, they haven't been very nice about it, okay? So, but I think that this is coming from a place of jealousy, but also just really trying to mess you up. Like, they're trying to throw a stick into your spoke, right? Like into your bike, make you flip off of it. They really are just going out of their way to kind of ruin your opportunity. And I almost get the sense that this is somebody who maybe you work with, but it's somebody that you felt was like in my head, I get the phrase that like, oh, they're like my sister, or they're like my, family, or something like that. Okay. So this is somebody who, I think you almost became friends really quick. You are like, you call yourselves best friends to some degree, but they're not really your best friend. I think it's just kind of something you say, but it's not even really true. It's like half-hearted. But I think they're just really jealous of whatever you're doing. And I think that this is part of that kind of turmoil that's going on. I think that you have no evidence maybe yet, but you know that this person has really been trying to mess things up for you. Okay? And they have not been speaking kindly of you. So whatever you've been working on, you were working hard. You've turned the corner. It looks like it's going to be a success, despite what this person has said to you or about you. But it's only fueled that kind of crappy behavior and those like jealousy feelings that they have going. Okay. And so I think that you are pretty aware of them behaving this way. But you haven't confronted them, and I don't know that you're going to, or that you should. I think that this is more of a situation where you're going to stonewall this person. I think you just kind of just ignore it. You don't give them any more information. Hi, bye, and that's about it. Don't interact with them. Don't engage them. I would be careful about blocking them on social media, but also in some way limiting what they're seeing. If that means you have to limit what you're posting, whatever. Just do not let them into your private life. Even if they're one of the only people that are close to you, I think that it's worth feeling a little bit lonely or regretting, lamenting that you don't have that closeness with them, so that you can regain that sense of safety that you had before they were kind of going for you. Because I feel like it almost is making you feel pretty paranoid, okay? So I think in the next 3 weeks, I think that there's going to be a lot more clarity. I think there will be, if there hasn't already, if you haven't already gotten the promotion, or whatever, you've gotten to a point where you're starting your business, or you're starting to see some money being made or whatever. In the next 3 weeks, I think that's really going to kind of seal itself. But I also think that it's going to create an opportunity for you to slow down, rest, get that rest, okay? And then you're going to be rejuvenated and together so that you can, really, really start producing more, working harder at work, stepping up to that new position that you're going to have, and just this other person, don't engage them if you can manage it, okay? And just limit them in your life. I wouldn't go at them directly. Don't fight with them. I think this is somebody who's really doesn't have boundaries. maybe a little unstable. Okay, so not worth getting into it with them, but for your well-being and going forward, probably better if you just, you know, ignore them. Don't engage them until they get tired of messing with you and they move on to the next person. Unfortunately, that's what these people usually are like, right? Okay. All right. So, I mean, it wasn't a bad reading, right, Gemini? It just, listen, I think the moral of the story is, Gemini, you need to take it easy. Okay, you've been doing a lot. You've been doing really well, and doing something for yourself, and you deserve a little rest. Okay, and hey, I'm happy to bring that message to you. Okay, all right, okay. So, I just want to thank you again for spending this time with me. I'm always so honored to bring these messages to you. I enjoy doing this. It's been so nice getting to know some of you. I've done some really nice personal readings for some of you. You've been very sweet about them, and thank you for that. I also would like to ask you once more, please like the video. It helps me get in the algorithm. Think about subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And leave a comment. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what's going on with you. Let me know what's resonating with you. I always love waking up in the morning and seeing those comments. The other thing I was going to say, if you want to find me on Facebook, I have a page on there, Ula Tea Leaf Readings. If you're interested in a private reading, the information is in the description. Other than that, I hope you have a wonderful day, wonderful morning, evening, whatever time of day it is. Okay, thank you so much, Gemini. It's been an honor.